All right, everybody. Can you guys hear me okay? Thumbs up. Just okay, perfect. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We switched our normal Tuesday, first of the month call because we have a very special guest who wanted to, I wanted her to, to be on the call, but she had a schedule that conflicted with the day and time. So we have her today, Thursday night, and it was a blessing to get her to do the call for us tonight. Katrina Furgason, who is our field development leader with It Works Global. And she was on our call maybe like a few months back when you were like 2 weeks in the business maybe. And I had Katrina also, she came to one of our live trainings in Maryland. And, I was super excited to meet her. She's amazing. And I know that you all are really anxious to hear from Katrina. Before we ask her some questions, because I compiled a list of questions from some of my top leaders, really good questions. And I know Katrina is going to give you, honest opinion. She's going to give you some really great tips and information to grow your business. But before we start with the questions, I do want to have Katrina introduce herself and just tell us a little bit of background information before you came to It Works.
Okay, absolutely. Well, good evening, everybody. It looks like my face is big tonight. I am Katrina Furgason, and I appreciate Arena's leadership so much. And just kind of watching what's happening with the team and the organization is just really, really exciting. So I'm super glad to be invited and super glad to be a part. I actually have been a part of the direct sales and network marketing industry for more years than I'm willing to admit. It's been a long time coming. I actually started my first company at 17. I lied on the application so I could hang out with my friends and, play with makeup and stuff. And it was, I've always believed in the industry. I've always believed in the business type, the business model. And so when I, kept on going to school, went to college, ended up getting married, found myself in a situation where, I was a Girl Scout cookie mom. We had the Kool-Aid house and, the kids, everybody just hung out with us. I was the field trip mom. I mean, we had the cars, the lifestyle, the vacations. It was just really, we were in a good space. And of course, things start to change and, women, ladies, we tend to notice when things start to shift. So I went out and I got a job. And I started working and supernaturally saved like $15,000 because I just kind of felt like something was going to happen. I just didn't know, what or when or if it was really going to go down. So when it did happen, the separation that ultimately led to a divorce, my ex-husband, he left and took his six-figure income with him and left me with these 3 little girls and all of the bills associated with this amazing lifestyle that we have. And I really didn't feel like my kids should have to suffer, like their lifestyle should shift because their parents couldn't get along. So I continued working 50, 60 hours a week at times, trying to make ends meet, not realizing that they're ends. So ends aren't designed to meet. They never meet. But I did what I felt like I had to do. Some of you know what I'm talking about. And I remember it's still not being enough, grocery shopping in my mom's pantry, going to visit friends around dinner time to make sure the kids got a decent meal from time to time that wasn't processed out of a can or out of a freezer box, And my daughter tells a story of, wanting to go to, I think it was homecoming, but she told me she didn't want to go because she knew it was going to cost money and that money was an issue. And this is my oldest daughter, and I didn't even know, that she even really noticed how tough it was. Definitely the younger kids didn't. But she then tells a story of how things started to shift because I was exposed to a company several times before I got started. And that's like a key to this industry is that getting someone started is a series of exposures. It's very rare that you're going to meet somebody and sign them up the first time that you meet them. You may get them to buy your product. You may get them to try a wrap. But to get that lasting commitment, it takes time. It takes an investment of your time and your energy. And this gentleman was the father of a good friend of mine. So I had respect for him as a man, but not respect for him as a businessman. Came to me and said, look, I need you to come to this meeting. And I told him I don't do meetings. I'm in meetings all day at work. I'm not going to go home and go to another meeting. Not interested. Now, remember, I was the person praying for a better way than faxing homework back and forth, a better way than sacrificing my kids at the altar of my job. So he took a package of information. He brought it to my house, put it in my door. And I took it and put it back in his door. I told you I wasn't interested. He would call. I wouldn't return his calls. I mean, this went on for a while. But each time that he contacted me, it was another exposure. Regardless of what my response was, it was still an exposure. And what I found is in the industry, often it takes an average of 6 to 8 exposures to actually get someone started in your business. So we get mad because people don't start the first time we talk to them. They're not supposed to, right? That's not even statistically correct. This is part of being a business owner, knowing what happens in business and what doesn't. So we were at a family event, and I think we were playing cards at one table. They were sitting at the other table, and I overheard him talking. He was telling the story of a gentleman who'd been involved with a company for about 6 months and was already earning over 6 figures. He talked about what he was doing for his mom, the house he was building for his mother. He talked about, what he was doing for his church, all things that I wanted to do. So I asked him, I said, well, what's his background? And he says, no, remember, you don't want to know anything. I was like, I know you need to tell me what his background was, right? So he told me he was the mailman, that the mailman was earning a 6-figure income while I worked 50, 60 hours a week and didn't get anywhere close to 6 figures. So how many of you know I wanted to meet that mailman? And he set it up. I sat down. He shared with me what's going on. And I liked it. Now, this was probably my 5th or 6th exposure, right? So I signed up that day with the understanding that the mailman was the one that was going to help me build and not this person who actually recruited me. So here's the thing. It's almost like a triangle, right? So there's you, there's your prospect, and then there's the person that you are, it's you, the prospect, and then the expert. So sometimes when we deal with a prospect head on, if they don't like us, if we're having a bad day, maybe we made a stank face, they didn't understand it, maybe they don't like our style of clothing or whatever, then chances are they're not going to get started with you. But what if you introduce a third person, whether it's your workout partner or your upline leadership, now they don't really have to like you. They have somebody that the only thing they know about them is what you tell them, who is an expert in the industry, a leader in our company, who's going to tell them what you say. It's going to edify you and at the same time give that third party power to the conversation. That's what happened. So I decided, I got started right away. Well, I signed up, paid the money, but I didn't do anything. Because remember me, I was busy. I went back to my regular busy lifestyle. And I hear this a lot in the field as well. Well, I signed them up. This distributor didn't do anything. They're not supposed to, just because you signed them up. They don't know what to do. So, we expect people to sign up and go to work. And all they know is I like this product. They are at the height of their enthusiasm, but the lowest point of their knowledge. They have no understanding whatsoever about what we do or how we do it. So it's our responsibility. When you take somebody's $99 and say, you can do this, you can, change your life, you can make this money, it's also our responsibility to help them do it. So, and you just remind me, don't let me forget. And I'll tell you kind of what I suggest in terms of getting somebody started right as a new distributor. So I was back at work and it was on a Wednesday and he called me and he says, look, I've got some time on Saturday. Let's get you qualified. I didn't even know what it meant to be qualified. That meant get paid, earn some money. So I said, well, what do I need to do? He said, call your friends and family. Because I'm thinking I had to study, right? In order to get as good at it as he was, then I need to read some materials. I got to study, take some notes, watch some videos. I got to figure it out. And I'm busy. I don't have time to do all that. So if getting qualified means that's what I have to do, guess what? I probably will never be qualified. But he said, no, just call your friends and family. Tell them we're coming by. Bring a notebook. We'll do some training in the car so you get an understanding of what's going on. And then we're going to, and we'll go talk to them. You'll learn while you're earning. You'll watch what I do. You'll take some notes and we'll see what happens. So I agreed. And that's what we did. We met on Saturday and we got in the car. We went to some of my friends and family's houses. I took some notes on what he was doing. One of those appointments was my pastor. And he forgot we were coming. So he was in a meeting with about 9 other people. And I remember him saying to me, because I knocked on the door like, hey, we're here. He's like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot. You guys are going to have to come another time. And I was like, well, and I asked the gentleman to step away from him. And I said, sir, with all due respect, we did have an appointment, and I did remind you yesterday. So, and I have a lot of respect for this gentleman. Not to say that I don't have respect for you, but I don't know. He's really busy. He's making a lot of money in this business. A lot of people are pulling on him. I don't know if I'll ever be able to get him out here again. So can you at least just spend 5 minutes and just listen to what he has to say? 5 minutes. That's just 5. So he looked at me. He looked at him. He looked in the room. He says, you know what? Let's do this. You guys come in and talk to everybody. So now we had 9 other people, additional people added to the list. Why? Because when you move forward on your goals and dreams, when you press when other people would have stopped, you're going to see that things will start to be attracted to your journey that you need. Right? If I had just said, okay, and walked away, we would have missed an opportunity to present to 10 people. And because I pressed, by the end of the day, I had earned $1,100 the first day.
Wow.
It got to a point where on my lunch hours, using the same formula, I was earning $300 to $500 on my lunch hour. Wasn't earning that all day long, right? So I was like, look, I need another plan, another strategy. This is how this is going to work. 90 days, I'm going to be out of my full-time job. I'm going to replace my income, and I'm going to achieve the top position of this company, be the first single parent to ever do it, right? 57 days later, I fired my boss. 2 months after that, I achieved the top position in the company. It did take more than 90 days, but we got it done, right? And that's what's important. Like, you set the goal. If you miss it, you keep pushing. I don't care what else. Come hell or high water, you just get it done. Achieve the top position in the company. Within about 3 years, 6-figure income, Millionaire Club, all of the things that go with that, all of the titles and all of the accolades. And, I don't tell you that to impress you, but to impress upon you that this industry and this company in particular, literally just by applying some simple principles, you can change your life just by fixing your mind about how you think, how you frame what's going on in your business and how you talk to people. And something as simple as having a workout partner, somebody that you are being accountable to on a daily basis can really, really turn your entire business around. And I was with that company for a lot of years, and then actually kind of faded to black and did some consulting, built some comp plans for some other companies, helped some startups get started. And then I heard that It Works was looking for someone who, like me, the thing that I missed the most was the people. I missed you guys, right? I miss being able to be a part of somebody else's story. I miss being able to, just connect with people. And so I met Cammie and Mike and talked to them, but it was really when I met you guys at Green Carpet, the top 75 leaders, top 25 movers and shakers, and really just got a feel for the culture of the company and the realization that it actually does exist. A lot of companies say they want this culture, but they really don't know how to get it. And if they have it, it's a fake, it's a fraud. It's a cheap imitation of what we have for real. And then the idea, of sitting down with Mike and Cindy and, a week after getting started, Cindy calling me with a prayer or sending me a message saying, she was praying for me and thought, thank God that he chose me to be a part at such a time as this to, be their extension in the field. I have to ask you to just kind of hold on for 1 second. I left my greens on.
Uh-oh, you got to get them greens. I hope you guys are listening. Make sure that your team is on here. This is some really good stuff. And I already know Katrina, she's going to tell you like it is. She's not going to beat around the bush. She's going to tell you the true story. And, she keeps it real. And she's giving us some really good information right here. It's very motivating and very inspirational.
Ooh. Okay, I'm sorry. I can smell them cooking. I'm like, oh no. Okay. So, but yeah, and that's not out there. Some of you have the benefit of this being the only company you've ever been a part of. And so you don't know the garbage that's out there. And I'm not saying they're all bad or that any of the ones that I was involved with are bad. Just saying that there's some stuff that is kind of a part of the industry that we totally miss out on because of the integrity of our leadership in Mike and Cindy. So you're in a good space, the right place at the right time.
Yeah, and I'm with you on that. This is my very first direct sales, very first company. Never done it before, and I can just tell, that this company is just simply amazing. And I don't, I've never been to every companies before, but just hearing stories from other people, maybe coming in from other companies, coming into It Works, it's just nothing like It Works. Like you said, Cindy's praying for us, even at the events, at conference, she prays for. It says she goes to each seat in the convention center and prays over each seat, and they're just really great people. They're not untouchable. You can always come up to them. He speaks to people, so I really am with the best company there is. And I will be there with them until the doors close. And I'm sure that's never going to happen, but I'm not going anywhere. I am an It Works lifer. Let's put it that way. So your story is very inspirational, Katrina, and I love hearing it. Last time you want to call, it really pumped us up, and it really motivated us to push even harder. Really good story, especially for the single moms out here, who are trying to make it in the business, who may be struggling with the kids and trying to work this business and balance it at the same time. It's really great to hear from you to let them know that it can be done. So I love your story. I do have some questions. First, I wanted to ask you about, now I love the fact that Mark put the field development leaders in place, because you all are like a voice for us. We ambassadors and top 100, we're an ambassadors group, and we have voiced our opinions on certain issues, trying to say, well, you guys should do this. Maybe this will work better if you do this. And, they heard us. They heard our cry on certain things. And they always ask our advice. And I'm just so glad that you guys are here, because you're really helping us. The fact that you all created groups for, our executives, our rubies, our diamonds and double diamonds, giving them tips and sharing information for everybody in It Works Global, not just certain teams. That really helped a lot. And my team enjoyed it. I made sure that everybody that was in my downline was in those groups. I was like, this is going to help you. These ladies know what they're talking about. They're going to get you where you need to be. I'm still here, but, you all really took a load off of us, because it's kind of hard to kind of manage everybody and, work with so many people, and you're trying to run your own business. That's what leader problems.
Right.
So when you all stepped in and was like, we'll take them and put them in a group, and we'll work with them and provide them with the information they need, that was really helpful. And you've done a lot. You all have also started the weekly rap live parties as well. I really encourage my team to get on those every week. Number one is because a lot of people have never done one before. They've never had a rap party or a live rap party. So it's almost like a training tool, as well as get your guests on there so they can lock it in for you. I really appreciate that you all are doing that every week. Can you let my team know, those of you who hasn't tuned in yet, let them know how beneficial these weekly rap parties are, because it's going to help them get these customers. It's going to really help them get distributors, and they can share it on their page. Can you talk a little bit about the weekly rap parties that you guys are having?
Yeah, I mean, they are an amazing tool. The whole idea is that you have tools at your disposal to help build your business. And Arena, actually, you said it best. The whole idea is to take some of the pressure off of you, so that now you don't even have to worry about going out there to do a rap party. Just plug people into the rap party that's already happening. You know how it's going to go. You know it's going to be professionally done. You know the information is going to be there. You know everything that people need to make a decision to get started will be there. And you know that they're going to be sent back to you to sign up with you, right? It's a safe place, a safe haven. And the challenge, though, of course, the big challenge being people not plugging in, is they want to go out there and do their own, and they may not have yet the credentials, the credibility yet. You may not have had this, you don't have the story. You don't have the success yet. And not saying that we do, but we're corporate. So we have stories. Of course we do, but we don't have to, because our edification is the fact that we are corporate. We are the company. So it's very easy for us to tell people what they need to do, because that's what we're supposed to do. That's the expectation. But if you tell them, then sometimes they take offense at it. There's a rule in the industry that is so powerful. If you grasp this, and it kind of has a couple parts to it, it will change the face of your business. And it's something as simple as this. If your mouth is moving, you need to be pointing at something. If your mouth is moving, you need to be pointing at something, whether it's a person, whether it's a live rap party, whether it is a party pad, whether you're talking about your personal experience with a product. The whole thing of going out there and just talking to people and just giving them a bunch of words, it doesn't work, especially if they already have a preconceived notion about you or your company. So third party is better than first party every day of the week. You want to make sure that people are getting, not just, you want to be consultative. Think of this like this, consultative selling. So if you're sitting next to me and you and I are watching this video together, and I'm like, oh, look, you saw that? Yeah, because that's what happened for me too. Now you're doing this, so they're sitting next to you and they're doing this. But if they're sitting across from you, then they have to make an opinion. They have to think about it. Whereas if you're with them, you're kind of telling them and leading them into what to think, right? Just like it's the same as when you're talking to somebody, it's like, that makes sense, doesn't it? And you're like nodding. You're not going, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense to me. You're trying to cause them to move in the direction of making a decision. So you want to be alongside of them. You don't want to be the expert when you're dealing with your own prospects, because then they think they have to be an expert to have success. But if you show them how easy it is, all you have to do is plug people into this Wednesday night rap party. You don't have to have your own rap parties all week long. Just plug into this one. We know it's going to happen every Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Even if they miss it, you can actually, watch it with them on the live. The lives are on your page forever. So it's important that you use that tool to point to, even for your teams. Hey, you know what? You're not ready to do your own live rap party. I wouldn't tell anybody that, but we know that if you just got started, you're not ready to do that. So you want to watch these so that you can get comfortable with the information. So you know the flow. And while you're watching it, why not have a guest watch it with you? Make it A-level activity. Don't just sit home and watch it. Go to somebody's house and watch it together. Make it an appointment. The whole problem is we've got all these amazing tools and presentations, and we're not bringing guests out. Just to be flat with it. I travel. Matter of fact, I'm about to start a 7-day tour. It's ridiculous. But I go to events, 300-400 people and maybe 3 or 4 guests in the entire room. Mm-hmm. A one team, one mission, which is supposed to be 4 guests specifically. And there's no guests. So we have to get good at inviting people to take a look at our rap parties, to come to our rap party, the live ones online or the ones at your house, to come to the one team, one missions. We have to get good at inviting people. And inviting people does not mean come see this meeting, because I don't want to come see a meeting. It means come meet this person. Mm-hmm. If we have an event here in the Maryland area, and I know that Irena is going to be there, and I'm trying to get a guest out, I'm not going to say, hey, come look at this information. I'm going to say, oh, you work for the government? Oh, you remind me of a business partner of mine. She worked for the government until she fired the government, and now makes way more money in this business on a part-time, spare-time basis, and she's helping other people do the same thing. Like, she has a large team. I'd love to introduce you to her. Sounds like somebody you'd want to meet, right? I know where she's going to be on this Tuesday. Well, is there another Tuesday? I don't know about any other Tuesday. I know that I can introduce you to her on this Tuesday so you can hear her story and she can kind of tell you how it worked for her. Doesn't that sound like you would want to do that? Rather than come to a meeting, come to this meeting, come to a meeting. No. Let's go meet somebody. Just like even with the rap party. If I'm doing the rap party, you know my story now. Meet this single parent mom who's made over $1 million in this industry. And she's going to be giving us, dotting the I's, crossing the T's about our incredible service and the opportunity. You cannot miss. Matter of fact, what time? I'm coming to your house. I'll be there at 9:30 so we can watch it together. Mm-hmm. That's how you get people to come and take a look at your stuff, especially when you don't have the opportunity to maybe give them a product or try a product. It's going to be the stories, right? Don't forget, stories sell. Facts only tell. I mean, if facts were all that, we'd be telling our kids bedtime facts. We don't. We tell them bedtime stories. Why? Because people get engulfed in stories. They can attach to a story. They can see themselves in a story. Like, you would be insane to meet somebody in the government and not tell them Arena's story. You would be out of your mind to meet somebody that's a bartender and not tell them Katie Harold's story. You would be, I mean, like, off the chain totally to meet somebody who had a background where they grew up maybe in an urban area in the hood and not tell them Ronnie's story. Like, you got to get to know the stories of the leadership of the people that you're working with so that you can then use that to attract people to look at your company.
Absolutely. Now, Katrina, I have another question for you. I have several questions, but this one is about social media. And I know I personally grew my business when I first came into the business in 2012. The first thing I did was post and share my husband's before and after photos. That was how I was able to get 11 loyal customers in a matter of days. Just using the product, sharing the results. And ever since then, I use social media. Like, you know, I would post rap cash. I would take a picture of rap cash after a rap party and put the cash in my lap and take a picture and post on social media or send it out to my friends. You know, posting the Blitz cards or me out with my team or, you know, anything that's related to the business. I used to do that. You know, if you wanted to join my team, I would put posts about that. Me using the products, I would share that. That's how I grew my business, using social media. So the question is there such thing as posting too much on social media?
I don't have the experience that you guys have with social media in terms of building that way. I only use social media to get into somebody's warm market. Like, if I connect with somebody on social media, then my thing was to get with them, get on the phone with them, get to know them, get that conversation offline as quickly as possible so that I could connect with them in a lasting way. A lot of what I'm hearing is some people, and this may not be your experience, have built totally on social media, and then there's not the loyalty built in, so to speak. You know what I mean? So the loyalty in terms of, okay, we can get 3 months, but after that, it's hard. You can't get them on the phone. You can't reach them to keep buying or whatever. No. So I would suggest, whatever connections you're making on social media, get that conversation offline as quickly as possible. I mean, you can maintain it online, but let them hear your voice. Let them hear your story. Let them know something about you. It's easy to leave a business. It's hard to leave a friend. So you want to build that friendship. And in terms of posting too much on social media, what I love about your style of social media, Arena, because I've looked at it, I watched you, is that it's not all just it works. Like, everything that I see is not it works, because if everything you're posting is it works, people are going to leave your page because you're not giving them any valuable content if they're not interested right now. It's okay that they see, you know, before and afters, and maybe that's the majority of your posts, but you've got to put something else up there. Otherwise, it's just a sales page. So you don't want people leaving. You want to continue to drip on people. So you got to share more with them, you know, more about your life. And that's tough for me. I'm an introvert. You don't need to know all my business.
You know what? I say I'm an introvert.
Are you really?
But see, my husband is a social media crazy person. I always tell people, like, they watch him all the time. And that was really how we took off in the business, because I said, look, if you share your before and after pictures, and he wasn't even in the business yet, people on your page all day long, they're waiting for you to post, you know? So once he shared it, you know, it just went crazy. Yeah. But I've been learning from him. Like he said, you got to do some motivational posts. You know, you got to share stuff about the family. You know, you have to incorporate other things besides it works. And he's even gotten on some of my calls and was like, look, don't keep overloading them with it works. It's too boring. People are going to leave your page. You got to keep it exciting. So you got to switch it up.
Yep. It's true.
So how often should you go live? Now, that's one problem that, it's not a problem, but again, I'm an introvert.
True. Like, I can't, look, Tammy called me today and said, look, I know you're going live in the groups, but, you know, you need to go live on your page too. And I'm like, why? right? So that's like 3 times I have to go live just for those groups. And then you want me live on my page too? Something's got to give, right?
And my leaders, they are like the best when going live. I mean, we going live today. Gwen is the live queen. She does it like it's nothing.
Yeah, and Casey too.
So how often should you go live? I mean, I know some people go live like too much, like morning, lunch, dinner, like all throughout the day. Like, is that just too much?
I think the thing that you have to pay attention to is the results. If you're going live and people aren't liking and they're not watching, they're not joining you, then you're either doing it too much or you're talking about stuff they're not interested in. So a lot of it is going to be trial and error. So if you say, okay, I'm going live in 15 minutes and I'm going to talk about how to make pea soup, and when you go live, nobody is there, nobody's paying attention, it's probably not a great topic, right? So you kind of have to pay attention to what people are talking about and what they want to know about. Like right now, I asked a friend of mine to go on my page and have a conversation about domestic violence. Because, and how to spot the signs, because we're losing a lot of our sisters to this. And somebody needs to talk about it. And this is a good time. So people will tune in to hear what she's saying, to get an understanding of what's going on. And while they're there, they'll see other stuff. So you have to find something that is relevant, that is current, and just talk about that as well. And then, if you think about it, my family watches my family's videos. Most people don't watch my, they'll look at a picture, read a post, make a comment, and then I can kind of figure out what people want to listen to so that you can get traffic to your page, which helps with the algorithm. Right. Because without that, you've only got about 7% of your friends even seeing your post. 7. So you have to draw people in, get them watching stuff so that when you do post about it works, it actually shows up on your timeline for them to see it. So a lot of the stuff that we're posting, they're not even seeing.
They're not seeing. Yeah. Wow. You guys hear that? Okay. Okay. Here's a good question. How long do you wait to see if a DT will work their business?
You should not wait at all. Like zero time. 0 time. So when you get somebody started, right? And whether they go to the website and sign up or you're sitting there with them, you have to work with them from that moment while they're excited. So what you want to do is, you go through the one page, I have one in here that shows what their first goal is. You help them set their first goal. You got to find out what their why is. Why are they doing this? What they hope to create. Because you need that to help motivate them inspire them. When you find out what their why is, and don't let them tell you, it's just money, but what would you do with the money? If money as an issue is out of the way, what would you do? Right? That becomes their why. Find out what their why is and take notes when they're talking, because you're going to use this to be able to inspire them to move or motivate themselves when life gets in the way, because life does that. It gets in the way. Find out what their why is. Show them how Ruby is their first goal. Like Ruby should be everybody's first goal. Executive happens as a byproduct of Ruby. Get everybody. You want to be an absolute Ruby factory in this business. So show them, have that chart ready, and then say, okay, well, who do you think we could get to fill these boxes? Right? That's going to give you the first, 5 people that you guys are going to contact. Then you want to help them work on their list. Now, I don't tell people, okay, we're going to work on your hundreds list, because 100 sounds like a lot of people. I'm going to say what you're going to do is we're going to come up with a list of people that we're going to contact and share this information with, right? The first 10, let's come with the top 10 easiest. These are the 10 people who are going to try the product just because it's you. And then we want the 10 best that are going to be the very best in business. And then you sit with them on the phone, on a Zoom, on a Google Hangout, right beside them until y'all come up with these 20 people. Then if you have time, help them start contacting and inviting them to take a look. Hey, this is Katrina. And this is the script that I love. I love this script. This script made me a lot of money calling lists.
Write it down.
Made a lot of money. Made a lot of people a lot of money. All you're going to say to them is, all you're going to have your person say, if they're calling somebody they haven't talked to in a long time, you might have them say, hey, this is me. I do want to catch up with you, but I'm rushing right now. And here goes the script. I've got something I want to show you. It's only going to take about 15 minutes. You may or may not be interested. Is now a good time or tomorrow afternoon better? Give them an option. And you can mix it up. Hey, I've got, it's only going to take about 15 minutes. I've got something I want to show you, and you may or may not be interested. Do weekdays or weekends work better for you? Well, what is it? I just said I have to show you, right? So I either need to get in front of the computer because you're long distance, or I'm coming to your house, or you can come over here, whichever works best for you, weekends or weekdays. Because what you've said is, it's not going to take a long time for me to share this information with you because it's only going to take about 15 minutes. I've already given you a way out because I told you you may or may not be interested. So if you're not interested, that's fine. No hard feelings. And then I already said I have something I want to show you because that means I can't tell you. So don't ask me questions on the phone. I need to show this to you. Whether it's showing the website or showing it in person, I still have to show you. Then I gave you an option of which times work best so that we can make an appointment. Any new distributor can do that. I did that through my entire career. With all the credentials, all the accolades, I was still saying, I got something I want to show you. You may or may not be interested. It's only going to take about 15 minutes. What works best for you, mornings or afternoons? What are they going to say? Mornings. Okay, great. I have Monday or Tuesday. Which works better for you? We can do it Tuesday. All right, I'll see you Tuesday morning. Now you have an appointment. You get over there with the product. You have some product like the grains or the energy drink or something that, based on what you know about them, that they would be interested in. Do not give a skinny person a wrap.
Right.
Right? We're talking to people about wraps that are not going to wrap. Right. They're not interested in wraps. And people think that all we are is wraps. Mm-hmm. So we have to start, okay, if this is a person who's into health and fitness, let's talk about greens and shakes. Let's talk about meal replacement. Let's talk about keto coffee. Let's talk about, we have so many products. The wrap is always going to be about the crazy wrap thing. That's always going to be there. But if you know somebody, I went to a wrap party. The gentleman sat down. He's like, yeah, I don't really need a wrap. I'm like, I know. I wasn't talking about a wrap. I'm talking to you about greens, right? Because you do need nutrition, don't you? But you say, no, I don't need any vitamins. I don't need any vegetables or fruits. Of course you do. Okay, great. So always ask closing questions like this. You do need nutrition, don't you? You need more fruits and vegetables in your diet, don't you? Right? So you've got to kind of lead people down the path of realizing that we have the answer to their problem. Problem is we're trying to tell them we have an answer to a problem they don't have. I mean, if I don't have an ounce of fat on me, you telling me about a wrap is not going to help me.
I'm laughing because when Ronessa, she sponsored me into the business. So she saw my husband and was like, hey, I want to talk to your wife about an opportunity. So I came to her house and met with her. She gave me a wrap. And I was like I am now, working out like a crazy person. So that's why I took it home and tried it on my husband. So it sounds for me like, how you going to give a skinny girl a wrap? That was smaller than this. She was just like, here, take this wrap home and try and call me when you're ready to sign up. So I tried it on my husband.
Yep.
Not to say he needed it bad, but,
Well, I'm glad it worked in that instance, right? But that's the thing. It's like, and if you didn't have the foresight to do that, or maybe if they hadn't connected first, you might have put that wrap in a drawer and sat it there till it dried out. Mm-hmm. But we always want people to move now. We have to move with speed and urgency. Do not allow other people to determine the cadence for your business. We let people come in and run our businesses. You cannot go at McDonald's and ask for some KFC chicken and they give it to you. They're going to look at you like you're crazy, escort you out the door, tell you where KFC is down the street. Don't let people come into your It Works business and tell you how fast you should move and what you should do and what you should not do, especially when they have no success and they're not even a part.
Amen. Hallelujah.
So you can't wait to get them started. You got to get them while they're excited. Now, this is what happens. So you got that list that you worked on with them. Maybe you called through a few of the people. Of course, their homework is to continue adding to that list. But when you leave them, you make sure you have a copy of that list. Take out your phone, take a picture of it. Why? So that if they go into witness protection, you still have access to their list. Because people do. They will start with you and not finish with you. There are a lot of starters. There are not a whole lot of finishers in this race. Mm-hmm. So when they go into witness protection, you have that list. This happened to me. Like, I'm really good, and I've always been really good at, it's not about the person sitting in front of me. It's about the people that they know that are standing behind him that I don't have access to unless I get through them. So this is network marketing. I'm trying to get into your network, right? And that means I have to get through you. So I have to build a relationship with you. I have to get you to trust me so that when people say, you know, anything about a rap, needing to lose weight, health, and wellness, they think of me first. That's what you want, especially with Christmas coming. Right? Christmas and New Year. What do people want in New Year? Lose weight, make more money. We can help them with both. So this woman was actually a referral from somebody else. I sat down with her. She got started. She signed up, got her list. And I called her and she didn't come to the training. She stopped responding to my phone calls altogether. So about a week into it, I started calling her list. Hey, this is Katrina. You know Jane, right? Yeah, well, we have a mutual friend in Jane. Did she tell you about the project we're working on? Oh my gosh, she didn't tell you? Well, look, I need to get you this information. Do you prefer to read it or shall I bring it by? I'll be in your area tomorrow afternoon. Which works best for you? That's all I did. I went through, I recruited people. People got the plan. They signed up and I gave it to her because remember, integrity is number one, right? It's her list. They are her leads. Those are her folks. They go in your organization under her, to her credit, because that came from her list. You don't want to ever be beyond reproach with that. And I remember the check came. I knew the check had gone to her. And I called her. She still didn't answer. She still wouldn't talk to me. But it was okay because I had recruited some people off her list that replaced her, basically took her place in the organization, some people that I could work with. Understand, the further you get from the people being recruited, the more power you'll have, the more influence you'll have. So like, think about it. Your friends and family, pretty much, they are practice. But if you can get to some people that don't know you through the people who do know you, then you will have a gold mine. The people who started with me, the easy, low-hanging fruit, they were not the people who finished with me by any stretch. Right. So now you've got that. So I called her. She still didn't return my call until about 3 weeks later. She called me and she says, hey, I got this check from the company. It was for this amount of money. Thank you very much. But I'm just wondering, is there going to be another one? Really? And I was like, really? Because I had been calling her, hey, I talked to so-and-so today. They got started. Why? Because I didn't want her to think I was doing anything behind her back. So I was just leaving her messages. Hey, I talked to so-and-so and they're excited about this. So she knew, but she never did anything. She got her check and she spent it. But that was cool because she did not go out and say that the company didn't work. And we don't need anybody else out there saying that it works doesn't work. Right. So let's make sure at the very minimum we get them their investment back. And in the process, you'll get to some people outside of them that will be those superstars that will take your business to a whole nother level.
Absolutely. I mean, what you're saying is so dead on point. You know, I've had a few people that I've done helped and, you know, and they say, well, hey, I got a check or, you know, I'm executive.
like they do something.
I'm like, you got me really by yourself. So you are speaking nothing but the truth. So we have, speaking about the holidays, I'm going to skip to this question. Do you have any tips on signing loyal customers during the busy holiday season?
Well, you want to definitely take advantage of all of the vendor opportunities. I probably would have some gift baskets somewhere on my Facebook page, you know, available, especially for offices and for, you know, the woman in your life. Just give them a little theme basket or something, give them an idea. But the most important piece to remember during the holiday is don't go on holiday. So there are a lot of distributors who are going to stop focusing on their business and trade it in for a turkey or for Christmas. And what's going to happen is when January comes, they're going to be scurrying, trying to get some people in the pipeline to help them with these New Year's resolutions that everybody makes and never finishes. And they won't have anybody to talk to. So you have to make sure that you are the last person they talk to before they decide, you know what, I am going to lose weight. I need to call that girl, whatever her name was, that gave me that card. You got to be talking to everybody. Right now, you want to double up, triple up, quadruple up the number of people that you're talking to. Some people say, oh, well, nobody's spending money with this time of year. Yes, they are. It's called Christmas gifts, right? People are buying gifts. There are people still having birthdays. People still need to lose weight for these holiday parties. They need to lose some inches, you know what I mean, to get into that dress. You've got to just it's all out massive action. That is the rule. That's the call. All out massive action. And what will happen as a result is you will sign loyal customers and you will get new distributors. Even now, matter of fact, a lady I was working with in Ohio, she signed up on Christmas Eve. She only had $100 to her name and 4 kids to buy gifts for. And she only had $100. It was $99. So she had to swipe $13 from her husband's account to be able to pay the $113, and got started just before Christmas. On Christmas Eve. So there are people who will see the vision if you keep painting the picture. Mm-hmm. It's up to us. We have to cast the vision and people will buy into it. Right. That's what it's going to take. Please don't lose focus during this holiday season.
And I think what happens too is that people get so used to hearing the phrase slow season, they automatically just go into this slow mode and stop working. And it's only going to be a slow season if they stop working. Right. If you're still working, you're going out talking to people, you're still having events, it's not going to be slow. Even though, like you said, people may be using their money on other things, because people priorities change when you say Christmas is coming. They got to, have money for gifts or the turkey for Thanksgiving. But because you talk to them during this period, when January, like you said, roll around and, and their taxes start coming, extra money for, for that. Or, like you said, the New Year's resolution, then they will reach out to you because you did reach out to them during the slow, so-called slow season. But you can't put your feet up. You have to keep working.
Nope.
Throughout, the holidays.
Yes.
Because you don't want to be scrambling around, like you said, with January and February. And then when Mark makes these announcements, and something comes from some promotion and you have slowed down in your business during the holiday, and then when those promotions come out, then you're going to be looking like, wow, why didn't I keep doing why did I keep going out talking to people? Why did I slow down? I should have kept going, calling, following up, handing out my business cards, my Blitz cards through the months of November and December.
Yeah, and take advantage of the whole nother club. Get all that cash for Christmas that's on the table. As a business owner, when money's on the table, you take the money, right? You don't leave any money on the table. So set the goal. Well, how much of it are you going to get? And then tell your accountability or your workout partner, and y'all go get it. Mm-hmm. And don't stop. Seriously, you can get some people. I saw a post today that actually showed how to make $1,500 before Christmas. And it just laid it out. Sign up, get to Ruby. Here's your fast start money. This is your new loyal customer money. These are your wrap rewards. Sell this. And it just laid it all out. So literally, you want to make extra $1,500 before Christmas? This is how you do it. And people respond to that because they need money now. So people need money and they need gifts. Again, we're in a great spot with that. Right. And then this one conference in February, if you're not registered, you need to go get some Christmas cash and get registered. It's still only $250. But what I know about that event that I can't tell you, you don't want to miss it. You do not want to be watching social media trying to figure out what's going on in Florida, February 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. You need to be there. You need to take part of the energy. You need that, right now you're in It Works. Well, some of you're in It Works. When you go to a conference like that, and you get to meet people and connect with people, It Works gets inside you. Mm-hmm. And that's going to help build your belief. It's going to build your faith in what you're doing. And it's going to give you that extra push that you need when stuff gets rough. When times get hard, you're going to remember, oh, I met so-and-so. You know what? She says she experienced something like this. Let me just call her and see how she got through it. You can collapse time frames. You can make things happen so much faster when you stay connected. You got to stay connected, got to stay close to the fire. And it's going to be blazing in Florida on those days.
Yeah, it's not going to be the same if you're watching it from someone's Facebook Live. Like, you have to be in the building and experience it for yourself. This will be my fourth conference, and I just make it I can't miss it. I just cannot miss conference because I need to be there for myself and for my team.
Yep.
And even people that are not on my team, I know people look forward to meeting me. Because I know I look forward. If I was a distributor or a brand new, a distributor coming into the company,
Mm-hmm.
and you got your top 10, your top 100 people, or people who you look up to, they look forward to seeing the leaders there. So we have to be there to represent. And then it's a great time to bond with your team because, we talk on webinars and group chats, Facebook, team pages, but, everybody comes together during that time. And we get to, share ideas with each other, share tips, just bond, have fun.
Yes.
It's not just it works, but we're actually having a really great time. It's like a family reunion for It Works.
And you get to build relationships with people you would not normally have access to.
Yes.
So when I've been building, I've always wanted to get to the leaders and find out what are the leaders doing? What's going on with the leaders? Well, all the leaders are going to be in this one area. Like everybody who is the top leader is going to be at this conference. So rather than you having to pay the money to fly to Michigan to see the Walshes or, out to California or down to Texas, you can literally, for a very small amount of money, meet everybody in one location. That's just wisdom. That's just good financial planning, I think.
And it's a great investment in your business. You got to do
And it's tax deductible.
So we're getting close to time to end the call. So I'm going to ask you about the keto coffee. This is one of the questions. The keto coffee, I love the new keto product line that Martin has dropped for us. We are looking forward to additional products that's going to be coming out pretty soon. I know he mentioned on one of the leaders calls that he may have an announcement coming up way before conference. So I'm looking forward to that. Don't know what it is, but I know everything that Mark talks about or he announces is always going to be great for us.
Right.
The keto product line. So about the coffee, how would you market keto?
Well, the thing to remember is there's not, I don't know where that got started, Arena. There's not going to be a keto line of coffee. There's not a keto line.
What? Y'all heard it first.
We're not a keto company. We're not a keto company, right? So our product, even the coffee, it's keto friendly. It doesn't have ketones in it. It's keto friendly for what it does for our, for our bodies to help us stay in ketosis and, all of that. And it supports a keto lifestyle. But y'all don't get me in trouble. There may be a couple more keto products coming out, but there's not going to be an entire line of keto.
Okay. We got that straight because I know we were going around saying, "Hey," I know I was like, "Look, this is the first of the keto product line. We got coffee, and I'm not the only one that was doing that."
You're not.
You're not. Got that straight,
yeah. So, we're not coming out saying, "Oh, no, there's no keto line. We're not doing that." But we're like, let's not say that because it's not. Mm-mm.
Well, I want to get my team really hyped for the coming 2018.
Yes.
I want them to finish this year out really strong. What tips or inspirational, motivational thoughts or something that you can give these people so they can finish the year out strong? They slowing down. Like you said, there's other priorities going on with the holidays coming up. Volume is dropping, and we got to get everybody pumped up and get things here for the new year.
It's like anything else. It's easy to do it when you're getting the results in the moment. But think about the Chinese bamboo tree, right? You plant that, and you don't even see it break the surface of the ground for 7 years. But then it's like over a very short period of time, it just turns into this huge, humongous tree. And it happens the same way in this industry. You have to plant seeds consistently, planting. Think of a funnel, right? A funnel, it goes like this. Well, can y'all see? It goes like this, and then it has that little tube at the end. So whenever you're talking to prospects, getting names and numbers, adding them to your hundreds list, you're putting them in this funnel. You're just putting them in this funnel, just completely. Everybody's just going in the funnel. Well, what happens when the funnel gets full? Something has to start to come out the other side. So if you just put a few in there and you wait, it may take forever for those to come out. But if you just keep pushing and just keep believing, just faith your way through it. Faith it till you make it. Just keep talking to people, knowing that eventually you're going to find the right person. If that is your confession, today I'm going out in my business and I'm going to find the right person that's going to be serious about building alongside of me. They're going to be a great asset to my team. And everybody goes into this funnel. People are going to start coming out. You're going to get customers and distributors. Problem is we're inconsistent, and people sense you're inconsistent.
Right.
If you get started and then there are a few people who don't, you're not helping them because you're off doing something else, they're going to realize it and they're going to quit too. Right. Your team is doing what you're doing, even though they can't see you doing it. So you got to stop looking at your team and say, y'all suck. Because if you're turning around looking at them to see what's sucking, that means you're off your game anyway. So your movement is not to turn around, but it's to run like this. Right. You put your hand behind you. I got you if you're coming. If you're not coming, I got to go. People will come along if they want it. If they don't want it, you need them to stay where they are anyway. No time for traffic. No time for traffic. So stay consistent. Look, take advantage of all these promotions because they're setting you up for the next one.
Absolutely.
Got it? The promotion, the whole nother cash is setting you up
for the next one.
Promotion. So participate fully so you are positioned to get the best and the most out of the next thing that's coming down the pike.
That's exactly what I wanted to say. So you took the words right out my mouth. Good stuff. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. I appreciate you guys.
Oh, we really appreciate you guys, Katrina. Make sure you guys show her some love on her page. If you're following Katrina Furgason, please go to her page and follow her and show her some love and thank her for joining us on our team call. This really got us hyped. We got really good notes, and we're going to really push hard. We're going to finish this year out really strong. So awesome. Again, we appreciate you, and you got my message. Did you get my message?
I did. Thank you. That's awesome.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks again, everybody, for joining in. Have a good night, everyone.